Some of you may be wondering how my colleague came by this bandage upon his head.
It's very simple. A nurse put it on.
What my colleague is trying to say, if he had but the words, is that this afternoon he sustained an accident to his head. Vince, run that tape if you'd be so careful to do exactly as you're told.
I hereby declare this second episode of A Bit of Fry Laurie open.
Hugh, me old Chinese meal. I must ask you this. Have you sustained any loss of memory as a result of that accident? And I think it's only fair to warn you that if you say, "What accident?" I shall squirt lemon juice into you.
None whatever, which is a blessing.
Oh, well, that is good news.
I have lost my memory, though.
No.
I wear sophisticated clothes, I say sophisticated things. Everything about me says I'm a sophistication king, but when I'm with you, can't seem to find my cool. Yeah, when I'm with you, I just sit there and drool. I got sophisticated hands, I got sophisticated feet, a sophisticated car parked on Sophistication Street, but when I'm with you, can't seem to find my cool. Yeah, when I'm with you, I'm just a dribbling fool. When you look at me and you start to flirt, I have to wipe the dribble off the front of my shirt. When you ask me what's on my mind, all I can think to answer is...
But what can you do about it? Well, until recently, nothing. But, ladies, and in a broader sense, gentlemen, my colleague and I, concerned as ever with providing a higher and higher comic service here at A Bit of Fry Laurie, have decided to institute a charter.
The charter, or charter, that we're proposing contains a raft of key points and a key basket of top proposals to ensure that you, the viewer...
The man on the Clapham omnibus, if you like.
Yes. Yes, well, the man who would have been on the Clapham omnibus, but discovered after waiting for 2 hours that it's been cancelled and replaced by a bright yellow transit van called a shopper, hopper, flopper... that only runs at peak times.
Whatever the bleeding hell they are.
To ensure that you have the right, the muscle, the arse-widening power to make a difference.
Now, there are two main prongs.
By which we mean two main sticky out bits at the end.
There is delivery.
And there is quality. Any joke which fails to come up to the standard that you'd expect from A Bit of Fry Laurie can be reported to the Charter Commission, where it will be inspected by a key team of top experts, who will then pass it on to a top team of key experts.
And they will award, in a very grown-up way, charter marks. And if the joke and your complaint about it is upheld, then that joke will be humanely destroyed.
Which brings us to our other sticky out bit, delivery.
Prong 2, delivery. In a modern society, jokes must be delivered on time. If you experience any delivery where the timing is too...
slow?
Or if the timing should
Quick.
be...
Or if the joke never even...
Then the Commission will be only too happy to look into it. The Comedy Charter, peace of mind.
Audience power.
Your guarantee of satisfaction and delivery.
Without dripping.
See these? You plant one of these in about, late July. Bit of water, bit of compost, bit of love. And, about 6 months later, you've got a 9-lane motorway running through your back garden.
Yes, I always remember this spot because it was right here. This was the very first time that I saw my wife. I was standing absolutely here, and I remember thinking, what an incredibly tiny woman she was. Absolutely tiny. She was about that size. Tiny. It was only weeks later, as I got to know her, that I realised that was, of course, because she was a long way away.
The things they say, eh? The things they say. My youngest, she said to me the other day, she said, Daddy, why are there wars? Why do people kill each other and fight? I said, Rebecca, darling, shut your face and watch the video or I'll belt you one.
Basically, I go around schools, I sit in with the kids, because I'm trying to learn French.
And I'd like you to meet someone. Please say hello to Luella Delatouille.
Hi.
Tell us about yourself.
Well, my name is Luella. I'm 37 years of age. I'm beautiful. I'm intelligent. I'm glamorous. I'm attractive. I'm warm. I'm sensitive. I'm caring. I'm rich. I'm sexy. I'm incredibly talented.
So, what exactly is your problem, Luella?
I suffer from low self-esteem.
That's an absolute bugger, isn't it? And how does that manifest itself?
Well, I used to love myself. I used to think that I was great.
Oh, don't tell me you stopped thinking you were great. That would be heartbreaking.
Well, I stopped talking to myself. I stopped seeing myself for what I really am. I guess I started to take myself for granted.
Let's have a pointless round of applause there, can we? Thank you. All right. So, Luella, what did you do next?
Well, I confronted myself. You know, I waited until I got home one day, and I confronted myself. I said, hey, lady, what are you doing? You know?
How unbearably tense. And how did you respond?
Well, you know, I started to shift around and started blaming all kinds of other things. But in the end, you know, I had to admit that, yes, I was sleeping with someone else.
I don't think I've ever been more emotionally knotted up than I am at the moment. Ask a question.
I'd just like to ask Luella where she gets her strength from.
Luella, lady here wants to know where the mascaraed ass you get your strength from.
Well, now, can I answer that with a question?
Can she?
Oh, I'd like that.
She'd like that.
Right, well, I want you to do something for me. I want you to stand in front of a mirror, okay? Take all your clothes off. No, hey, look, I'm serious. It's what I did. You know, I stood naked in front of a mirror and I looked to myself and I said, I love me. I love me for what I am. I love my whining aggression. You know, I love my hideous, suffocating self-pity. I love the fact that I'm a neurotic and that I demand the world's respect without having to do a single thing to earn it. I'm me. I'm special. I'm crazy about the way I am. Now, will you do that for me?
I surely will.
Right, well, I think we'd better take a vomit break now, but don't go away. Hello and welcome to Don't Be Dirty. A show that shows you don't have to be dirty. With us is Tony, three-time semi-finalist, and John, keen to be clean, who came through unexpectedly when last week's finalist, Mr. Nottingham, died in a canoe. Tony, I'd like you to start first. Would you describe for us, Tony, please, the act of fellatio? That's the act, Tony, of fellatio without, Tony, and I'm sure you must know the rules by now, without being dirty. And the time starts 5 seconds ago.
This is an act that takes place between two people, possibly of opposite sexes, but possibly not.
Careful, Tony.
Whereby one of the participants takes a part of the other participant's person into the place where they might more commonly keep bubble gum, say, and proceeds to masticate.
Oh, Tony, I thought you were a goner there.
Until the other participant arrives at a state of pleasurable relaxation. The second participant then gives the first participant 10 quid and goes home.
Unbelievable! Can no one beat this big man from Hunstanton?
Well, Mr. Everard, thanks for agreeing to be with us today. Pleasant journey down, I hope?
Not pleasant exactly, no.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Sorry, I just want to say that this sketch that we're doing now is my absolute favourite one of all time. I just love this one. And watch what Stephen does in this, because it's fantastic. He is brilliant in it. Sorry, carry on.
So not a pleasant journey down?
No. Not pleasant at all. Now, just watch the way he does this next bit, because it's brilliant. It's just brilliant. Oh, God, it's fantastic.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. Oh, well, I can't do it as well as you can do it, but it's just fantastic. Yeah, I just love it. Brilliant. Oh, sorry.
So, was it the weather or the traffic or something?
No.
No?
No. Yes, this... yes, this next line coming up is my favourite line of the whole thing. This is brilliant. Just watch the way he does this. This is fantastic. Just coming up. Oh. No, I was murdered at a petrol station on the A1. Now, listen to this one. Listen.
I beg your pardon?
Sorry, it's the next one. It's the next line. It's not that one. Yes, I was murdered.
Murdered? Who by?
No, it's not that one either. It's coming up, honestly. I was stabbed through the heart by a civil servant.
Stabbed through the...
Killed me stone dead.
Then what are you doing?
This is it, this is one. This is it, listen.
Then what are you doing sitting here in my office? Who told you you were naked?
I beg your pardon?
I was thinking, who told you that you were naked?
I think you may have lost me there, Arnold.
Well, do you remember that passage in Genesis where Adam explains to God why he and Eve have covered themselves?
Yes. If I remember that story aright, Adam says, we were naked and we were ashamed.
And God says...
Who told you that you were naked?
Glenn and I are having a conversation about a passage in Genesis which has been intriguing me rather.
Yes, it is fascinating, isn't it? Anyway, tell me about the size of your girlfriend's breasts.
Well, first of all, Glenn, let's clear up this problem of why God gave such a complex response to what is on the surface a relatively simple question.
Not as simple, though, as are they very big or only quite big?
No, perhaps not that simple, but still relatively simple.
Yes. Simpler, certainly, than is she very exciting in bed?
I think, Glenn, that what God was saying is, how can nakedness mean anything to you? How can that concept have any significance unless you have eaten the fruit of the tree whereof I said thou shouldst not eat?
Yes. My bet is that they really are quite substantially large.
Well, one thing at a time, Glenn.
Yes, all right. Let's take the left one first. Underneath the bellied skies, where dust and rain find space to fall and lie and change again, without a care or mind at all for art and life and things above. In that there, look, just there, no right, left, up, down, past or future, we have but ourselves to fear.
Hugh, you chose that poem. For God's sake, why?
I chose it for a number of reasons, Stephen.
Chief amongst them being?
Well, can I perhaps turn that question round and say, because it was short?
The poem?
Yes.
And that's important.
Well, yes, it seems to me, with the pace of modern life being what it is, most people just haven't got time to spend on long poems, and therefore this is something that would ideally suit the short-haul commuter or the busy housewife, and leave plenty of time over for other sporting and leisure activities.
Well, that represents quite a boon.
Oh, an enormous boon.
Well, we're always on the lookout for enormous boons. Is it perfectly safe?
Oh, it's absolutely safe, yes. This is a poem you could leave around the house in absolute confidence.
Mm-hmm. Presumably, though, there must be shorter poems than that.
Oh, good heavens, yes.
Good heavens, yes.
Good heavens, yes.
Oh.
There's a poem by Richard Maddox called Institutions, which I can read for you if you like.
Please.
Right. Le.
That is short.
It's very short, yes.
Too short, perhaps?
Possibly.
Nonetheless, it might suit, say, the very busy senior executive who's only got a few moments to snatch between meetings and so on.
Well, that, of course, is the market that Maddox was aiming for.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, round about this time, a lot of people are starting to think about going on summer holidays. Do you have any advice as to the kind of poems that might be suitable, say, for a family about to embark on a budget bargain break weekend fortnight getaway day now?
Well, yeah, can I first of all issue a warning to any family planning to take poetry on holiday with them?
And that warning is?
Be careful.
Well, that sounds like good.
Check with your travel agent to see if there are any specific customs regulations regarding poetry, and if you're travelling outside the EEC, wrap up warm.
Right. Do you have any particular advice on how to carry poetry abroad?
Ah, yes. Now, I would say it's definitely worth investing in a proper travelling poetry bag.
A travelling poetry bag?
A travelling poetry bag, yes. You can get one of these at most big high street travelling poetry bag shops. Another one, please, Bobbin.
You sure?
What?
No offence, but this will be a 7th.
You just keep him coming.
Righto. Your funeral.
Bitch.
Come again?
My wife.
Oh, right.
She doesn't understand me. She's never understood me.
What, Polish or something, is she?
You ever been trapped in a loveless marriage with a woman you despised?
Phew, not since I was 9. Do you like it straight up?
What?
Or with ice?
Ice.
Righto. Cocktail onion?
No, thanks. She takes no interest in my friends, you know? She laughs at my
Peanuts?
hobbies. She doesn't even value my
Crinkle-cut cheesy what's-it?
career. You know, it's just so depressing. All right, so other men have got larger
Plums?
salaries and better prospects, and other men can boast a healthier-looking
Stool?
lifestyle. All right, you know, so I haven't got loads of cash hanging around. You know, but why complain? Other people are worse off. I've got a job. I've got 2 sweet, rosy
Nibbles?
children. She's always going on and on and on about my appearance. I mean, it's not as if she's an oil painting. You know, I mean, frankly, she's
Plain and prawn-flavoured.
she's not as young as she used to be herself. I don't know why I bother with women. I'd be better off being a
Fruit?
monk or a hermit or something. At least if I was a
Fag?
At least if I was a monk, you know, I wouldn't have to put up with women, you know, women going on and can talk the hind leg off a
Camel?
donkey. You know, the trouble is I couldn't live without women. You know, in a monastery, the best you can hope for is a bit of
Chocolate hobnob?
peace and spirituality. And let's face it, we haven't slept together for years. You know, the best I can hope for is a bit of
Savoury finger?
a bit of a cuddle at Christmas. And naturally, she won't let me give her so much as a
Good juicy tongue in the back passage?
just a peck on the cheek.
You're a parent. You have children. You want those children to become Premier League footballers. Well, this is the place for you. The Dave Wilson School in Ipswich, in the heart of London's East End.
Now, shake out, shake out.
The name of Dave Wilson will be familiar to anyone who knows it, and to those who followed the fortunes of Reading Town Reserves during the dark days of the 1970s.
Oh, yeah, they were dark. They were very, very dark days. I hadn't actually thought them as dark, but now that you mention it, they were ever so dark.
Dave played in a total of 2 games for the side before a cartilage snapped in his head.
OK, next one.
Following the accident, Dave tried his hand at many things. Astrologer, nightclub owner, interior designer, shadow home secretary. The jobs came and went, but nothing seemed to stick. Until Dave turned up one day to watch his nephew playing for the school side.
Yeah, well, I saw a chance, you know, to get involved. You know, football's been good to me, and I saw a chance to put something back in the game.
Right, now, listen. OK, now, football is a very simple game. What is it?
A very simple game.
Right, now, what is the object of the game of football?
Run into the box and fall over.
Run into the box and fall over. OK, let's try that now. One at a time, Ricky, off you go.
What I'm really trying to do here is to teach fundamental footballing skills at the earliest possible age. You know, I've actually started teaching my 8-month-old son, and I've got to say he's a natural. Falls over like a diamond.
Now, listen. A lot of you, as you go, not getting your head back. OK? Nice and loose in the neck. As you get into the box, a lot of height. Goes like this, OK? Same applies for the static fall. Right, that's when you run into the box, you've forgotten to fall over, you're just standing there, OK? Nice and loose in the neck, and OK, then. Limping. 2 lengths of the pitch. Go.
Dance in the changing room. What is it?
Never you mind what that is. Right, you lot, come here! Makes you sick, doesn't it? Right, listen. I'm going to say this once and once only, OK? Martin has found this in the changing room. Right? Now then, I don't want to see any of you mucking around with these things, OK? Any one of you sees one of these, I want you to tell me or Mr. Collins immediately, all right? You want to make it to the top, it's training. No one ever got on in football messing around with these things. Right, off you go.
It makes me sad.
Ladies and gentlemen, a bit of a shadow has been cast over the show this evening. My colleague, Hugh, has received a death threat.
That's right. It arrived this morning, and it's addressed to Dear Sir or Madam. It goes like this. You are a cow's son, bastard-sucking mental. You die heavily in wet, throat-ripping everywhere. Don't like the Queen, this country. Spelt wrong. For tear out lungs and replace with portable clothes, brackets, yes please, brackets. National service, who is she? Stripping scrotum through eerie, leery pastures of deep smell. Pretty upsetting, as you can imagine.
I've tried to persuade my colleague to take this threat seriously, but he insists on carrying on as if nothing has happened.
Yeah, well, you see, I take the view that if you give in to these people, then you've given in. You know?
Yes, but at the very least, my colleague, I don't think it's safe for you to do your song this evening.
Well, you see, if I don't do my song, then he's won, and democracy might as well just take an early shower.
Yes, but whoever he is, this M. Pontillo, I mean, he might, you know, he might be in the audience now, armed.
But you see, someone's got to take a stand.
Look, my colleague, I think we would all understand if you didn't do your song. You know, this Pontillo could be in the piano with a mobile rocket launcher for all we know. My colleague, you must not sing tonight.
What a sweet man. My colleague, I appreciate what you're trying to do, you know, and I'm really touched by it, but my face is made up. You know, for evil to flourish, all that is required is for good men to spout cliches. I'm going on.
Well, ladies, and in a broader sense, gentlemen, as you've heard, my colleague has bravely decided to do his song this evening. It's 30 pence postage and package down the bloody drain, isn't it?
Well, the poor keep getting hungry and the rich keep getting fat. Politicians change, but they're never gonna change that. But you and me, girl, we got the answer right in our hands. All we gotta do is well, the winds of war are blowing and the tide is coming in. Don't you be hoping for the good times, because the good times have already been. But girl, we got the answer, so easy you won't believe. All we gotta do is it's so easy to see. If only they'd listen to you and me. We got to till we can. We got to woman every man. We got to time after time. We got to Caroline.